Hello and welcome to Park Life, the show that makes sure you've got all the information ahead of Saturday's match against Leyton Orient.
Side. Here's an opportunity for Martin. Oh, City have scored! A great goal from City. For a City throw, which is taken quickly. And Bowman scores! Ryan Bowman catching Mansfield goal.
City come into the game, of course, after that 3-1 victory at Carlisle United. As for Leyton Orient, they lost 3-1 at home to Swindon Town.
Williams. He rolls it to Martin. It's a lovely goal. Curdy sends in the cross. It's met on the volley. And a second opportunity here. And Carlisle have drawn level. And it's a free header. And Aaron Martin makes Carlisle pay this game. Exeter looking to make the point save. Big chance here for Nicky Law. And he's wrapped up all 3 points for Exeter, who will stay top of League 2 tonight.
Now, of course, Jack Sparks has broken into the team this season and he's impressed as a left wing back, and he wants to continue his good form going into the rest of the campaign.
I'm really pleased. It's even better that we're winning. It's nice to get a rhythm in my game where I am playing at the moment every week, but just got to keep my foot down and hopefully keep progressing.
You started the games in a wing-back position, which many people view as a new position for yourself, but how much of experience have you had of that position growing up through your career in the academy?
Yeah, I think during the academy I was put in a lot of positions, whether that's full-back, winger or wing-back, so I enjoy it. I think that suits me better. I can show that I can defend and attack at the same time, so for me to play there, I'm more than happy to, yeah.
Now, we've had some great news at the park this week, with manager Matt Taylor being crowned Sky Bet League 2 Manager of the Month for August. Of course, the Grecians go into September now unbeaten and top of the league.
It's been a good month, but that's all down to the players. I've got a great support staff, which I'm grateful for. But if a manager gets Manager of the Month, it's because the results are there, and that is simply down to the players.
I suppose let's continue that as a collective into September and so on as well.
Hopefully you want to keep on playing well, you want to keep on picking up points. We had a private meeting this morning where the emphasis was on the opportunities to come in the next few weeks, and we've got to make the most of them. The lads seem to be enjoying the football, enjoying the training. They're working hard, but sport's strange, it changes so quickly. Bit of luck here and there, which we've obviously had so far this season, but like I say, the performances need to keep on building. I'm going to keep asking more from this group.
Now, as you may have noticed, I'm wearing the new Exeter City third shirt, which will be available on Saturday from 12 PM in the club shop. And this one, a signed Dean Moxey shirt. Do look out because you may be able to win one. Now, of course, the Devon Derby returns to St James Park next month, and tickets for the match against Plymouth Argyle are on sale to community members with no restrictions. So you join us here in the museum room at St James Park. Simon, nice top. What do you make of it?
Yeah, really like this third kit. I like the trims round here and the collar. It's got some real style to it.
I'm a big fan of it as well. Where do you sit in terms of your kits? What's been your favourite over the years with City?
I do like the red and white home shirt. In fairness, I think there's something really iconic about that in terms of Exeter City. I know they did obviously start off playing in green, which we've actually got one of those kits just here, but they ended up dumping that after a run of bad games, and it was considered bad luck. But the red and white kit seems to be the iconic one. Actually, the last black kit that we had, which was I think with a little bit of orange, that was a really stylish one as well. I think there's something about a black kit that really looks good, but also then I suppose the bright kits, the luminous yellow ones, make it easier for the players to pick out each other on the pitch as well, and we've had some good results in those kits as well, so yeah.
And you can pick up one of these on Saturday from 12 o'clock from the club shop. So we've had a bit of good news in the week. Matt Taylor, Manager of the Month. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult in terms of when they award the Manager of the Month award. Sometimes we get overlooked a little bit because we're out on the sticks sometimes, and I think sometimes that our players and the manager don't get recognised as much as they should by Sky Bet, but when Matt Taylor and Exeter City are top of the league at the end of August, they can't really ignore us, and I think it's just reward. And it was a really nice touch when Matt at the press call grabbed all of the coaching staff and the backroom staff, even the volunteers, Jenny Lees and her husband, who work on giving the food for the players, were out there, and it was just, he was saying it, you know, it's the players that have got the results as well, but it's not just him as the manager who deserves the Manager of the Month awards, it's the players and it's the whole team behind him as well, and I thought that was a really nice touch. And
of course, you were up at Carlisle last weekend. I remember you saying you think it's probably the best you've seen us play since you've been covering City.
I've been covering Exeter City since October 2012, and during that time I haven't seen a result like they had here when they beat Sheffield Wednesday 5-1 at home. So I'm trying to think of a game where we created as much chances as we did against Carlisle, and I've tried to be racking my brains and thinking, but I can't kind of think of a performance like that. We just kept creating chances, and really we should have won by more. So in terms of a performance, I would have to rank it as one of the best I've seen. I don't want to overhype it, obviously, because there's factors in it. I mean, Carlisle seemed to have gone backwards a little bit in terms of where they were, maybe even last season or the season before that when they were up there battling. But you can only beat the sides in front of you, and we just kept creating chances. And the way they got back into the game with arguably their first real effort at a goal, and then we just stepped on the gas again, and Aaron Martin scored that header. And in all honesty, 3-1 flattered Carlisle greatly.
And it brings us to Leyton Orient. What are you expecting from them?
I'm expecting them to be confident and you know, pushing us hard here at St James's Park. They've recently come up from the National League. I know they've had a bit of turmoil over the summer, obviously Justin Edinburgh passing away, which is a really sad moment for them and for all the football really. But they seem to have started life well in League Two. They've gone and got a result at Mansfield, and you know, you've got to be a decent side to go there and get a result. They've had a couple of you know, defeats as well. It's been a bit up and down, but you expect that as they come in. They will grow into the season as it goes on, and I expect, you know, Leyton Orient not to be in any trouble at all, and actually it wouldn't surprise me if they're battling around the playoff places come May.
Busy schedule, Leyton Orient, then Port Vale, then Newport. You mentioned before about having a bit of squad depth. Do you think that's going to be key going into this next week?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly going from Saturday to Tuesday, because you've not got much recovery time in between those, and if we pick up any knocks on Saturday, or just fatigueness from the effort that's put in, it might need freshening up a little bit in terms of Tuesday night. So I think that will be important. But I think this year, I think there is that strength in depth. I think some of the youngsters that have come in performed well, the likes of Jack Sparks, who we interviewed down at the press call, and Archie Collins, broke through last season but looks really good in that midfield, and Matt Jay's started the season off like he ended last season in really good form as well. And then you've got the likes of some of the new arrivals who aren't even finding they're breaking into the side, but they're adding competition for places, and it looks a strong squad at the minute.
I'll push you for a score prediction. What do you think Saturday?
2-1 City.
2-1 City, there we go. And that's all from this week's Park Live. Be sure to join us next time.